Good evening and welcome to Tetrakey TV. My name is Mark Hopkins and this is number 196 Facebook Lives that Rob, I and distinguished guests are doing in 2017. Rob and I today, numerous conversations, but one of them was, I think we have, 40... We're short, basically. We've got not enough days in the year and we've got more Facebook Lives to do. So you can get some double ups, you can get some weekends, you can get some special editions coming up very, very soon. We have a joiner. One of our friends has joined us. Wofty has come to join us. But introduce two very entertaining people. We have here...
Gowan, again.
Wofty Wild.
And Wofty Wild joining us. And tonight we are talking about the art of judgment. We've spent, 2 hours developing. So we're building our new business, which we are hoping, we'll talk through some of the judgment decisions we've made tonight. We're going to start with an example from last night. So Gowan, do you want to talk the conversation you had and then what Wofty can explain what really happened?
So the conversation I put forward was at our AGM for the hockey club at Riverside, and it was basically just how we can be better at our social media platforms to attract more people to, one, come and watch our matches, and two, to get more new members to come down to the club and join the club. I thought it was quite a cool thing to put forward to the AGM, to the guys in the committee, and test it out and see if it does work. But I got some feedback this morning from our captain who went to the AGM, and yeah, it was slightly negative, but I think there were some ideas that came out of it, and Wofty was there who pitched the idea. So I think, Wofty, you can add in what really happened there and fill everybody in.
Oh, no, definitely. Yeah. Westy, thanks for the comment there, my boy. Good to have you here. So with the judgment, it's always hard how you deal with it and how you manage it. So it's more about managing the people around you and not being affected by how they are judging you and making sure that you're getting your points across. So I did get my points across in the meeting, but I don't think it was the right time in the meeting for the people to receive the message that I wanted to give them.
Yeah, it's a really, really important point. So I talk a lot about a concept called the tripod, where in times of stress, we naturally gravitate to one leg of the tripod, and one of the legs of the tripod is intellect. And intellect is made up of 3 subdivisions. And the first subdivision is problem analysis. We always look at a problem, we try and solve the problem, but before we can solve the problem, we have to actually analyse what the problem is first. The second part of intellect is creativity, which is the ability to come up with a solution that's maybe slightly left field or something different that challenges us. And then the third and probably most important part of that subdimension is judgment. Because we've all had it, and Wofty's example is a great example where you come up with a really good idea, and 9 times out of 10 when we come up with a good idea we get so excited we want to share it. But if you go back to its simplistic form, so you've got an idea, you go to your boss, but your boss has just either come out of the world's worst meeting, or has woken up in a foul mood, or has just had an argument with their husband and wife on the phone. And you come to them and you give them their idea, which might be the next best thing, but because you've deployed it and shared it at the wrong time, it doesn't get the same traction as possible. So it's so important that you develop the art of judgment, which is all, as Wofty said, it's about appreciating other people, it's about understanding the visual cues. As I said before, we talk in multiple languages. One of the languages is body. So how do we recognise that? So I thought the cool thing we can talk about, so as I said at the start, the 3 of us are launching a new business. So we had our next planning and delivery session. So we're working in fortnightly cycles at the moment. So we agree what we're going to do over the next fortnight. We communicate a lot during those fortnights, and then we have another meeting, and then we update each other and plan the next stuff. So I think it'd be quite cool for the guys who are either running their business or are building a business at the moment, that maybe we share some of the process we went through tonight. Obviously no details because it's a big surprise, the big launch, and especially with Westy on here, he might steal the idea. But should we talk through some of the things, the decisions and the judgments that we did tonight?
Yeah.
Do you want to share one or two that you wrote down your notes and some of the things that sort of stuck with you?
So one of the things that we spoke about was obviously how we're going to get this thing up and running, when we're going to get it up and running, and what are we going to use to judge us on and give us good information. So we came up with, for me, involved with getting people on board, onto this program, and how are we going to get them to see the value in this. That was basically my point in it.
Cool. Wofty?
Yeah, so from our point of view, it's mainly about the user experience and creating an experience that doesn't give anyone a barrier to what we want them to do and what the experience we want them to receive. So it's breaking down those barriers, breaking down any beliefs that people might have that they can't do something or they can't access something, and really making it nice and an easy user experience. And that always brings me back to Apple and how Apple make everything so seamless and so easy to access and just make it a good user experience.
Except you two trying to use the cloud earlier.
AirDrop.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Wofty used the word experience there. And one thing we're building this business on is the concept of experience. So our job titles that we have in there are all experience officers for different things. I think that's interesting. I think the biggest thing for what we're trying to do here is fail fast. And that's the concept we're really looking at. So Wofty is looking at building the platform that we're going to use to get the idea out, and we've made a decision tonight around what percentage do we need the platform to be ready before Gowan can take it out and get people excited, because obviously we have decisions to make. So one decision is we go and build a Rolls Royce of a platform, which we have to spend hundreds of thousands of whatever currency we choose, and it's going to take us 6 to 9 months. Whereas our view tonight, the decision we've made tonight, is Wofty's going to get this platform up to around about 40%, and over the next few days he's going to let us know. We've given him 2 deadlines over the next, less than a month, which we would like that proposition done. So he's going to go away and understand what value, which gives Gowan the time to go and build the network, to go and start contributing and getting people excited. So the judgment we used was, what do we want ready by what time? What value is it going to give us? And as Gowan said, what return is that going to give us on the insight as to whether this is a viable business that we think we can scale to the level that we hope we can? So again, it's all about the decisions that we are making aligned to the principles of the business. So thoughts and feelings on that, on that process that we just went through? Scare you, excite you?
Yeah, I think it's something that you really need to think about, and it makes you judge yourself a lot when you are thinking about what you're capable of, and especially working with these 2 gentlemen, they do set quite stringent deadlines, so it definitely does test you and test what you think you're capable of. But it's to make sure that while you're judging yourself, you are staying positive and you're keeping belief in what you can do.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that, you know, the discussions that we have. Obviously, this one tonight in particular for me is quite cool because it's reminded me of something that I might not know everything about it, or I might not even know where to start. So it's something that I have to go and look at and figure out myself of how am I going to do this? How am I going to add value to the other 2 guys so that this process can continue going? Otherwise, if I don't do it, then my 2 partners are gonna jump all over me
and kick you out
and kick me out. But yeah, so it's all about just working on your self-improvement and just cracking on from there.
Cool. And I think just to round off this conversation, Wofty, you and I spoke, was it Monday, on Wofty Wild, because it ties quite nicely into the art of judgment, and our conversation was around execution. Do you want to share a couple of the tips that I gave you, and then maybe just those 4 quadrants that you've done and the difference it's made in terms of that?
Yeah, so I think the execution is really important, and how you plan to execute and take action every single day. So with Wofty Wild, I've been working quite hard on the daily vlogs, I've hit 31 days today, so nice monthly milestone to get me going. But the planning that we looked at was breaking the 4 quadrants into a 3-year, 1 year, 90 day and 1 week. And that just gives you a really nice look at what the big picture is, what the steps are that you need to hit at 1 year and 90 days. And then the 1 week gives you a really nice smaller view of the smaller steps that you need to take without getting overwhelmed that there's too much that you have to get done.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Sunday night or on Monday that we chatted on WhatsApp. And the thing that a number of clients that I'm working with at the moment say a similar thing around things get in the way of them achieving what they want to do on a daily, weekly basis. And what I asked Wofty to do was just to identify the 5 priority items that he wanted to get done this week. So instead of you thinking about what you need to rejuggle, just go, well, these are the 5 things I need to get done this week. And you focus, irrespective if clients come in or other things happen, your kid gets sick or whatever stuff happens. It's really important that you know what are the key things that the balls that you cannot drop.
Yeah, and I think it's quite relevant. Today I hit my 90-day mark on my big goal. So I've got 90 days to hit my really big goal. So we might be having a Facebook Live in 90 days' time.
Celebrating.
To celebrate.
Champagne here. Champagne, tequila. Tequila. Cool. Anything you wanna finish off and wrap up by saying?
No, I'm all good for tonight. Yeah, feeling really, really positive and quite keen to get things going.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting what we've been talking about and meeting about, and looking forward to the future.
So yeah, think about judgment's a critical part of your business. It can make or break your business. And the great thing to think about is what are the principles and the purpose that are holding your business together, and use that as the spine, use that as the hook that helps you make the right decisions. So for us, one of our principles was fail fast, is to really understand. Let's get an understanding of the minimal viable product, get it out there, get it tested. If it works, we have that in the back of our mind. We have the ability and the capacity to scale. We're building that into the testing phase. If it doesn't work, then we make some really cool lessons that we've learned, and then we apply those to the next business that the 3 of us will launch. So cool. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I bet Westy's now thinking about what this idea is. He's thinking how he can add that to his business empire that he's got already growing. And he's expanding to different cities now. I had a good conversation around that. So it's very exciting for him. So we'll speak to you soon. And so thank you very much to the 2 distinguished shareholders, partners, friends, employees, and all the above. And we shall see what the competition comes like for the comments and the views between the 2 of them.
Definitely.
So it's good night from me.
Good night, guys. Enjoy.
Night, guys. Thanks very much. And Westy, thanks for the comments. And we'll let you know what's in store very soon.
Actually, Westy might be, he might make some money out of this idea as well. Westy, we'll talk money soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers.